there are certain things that you need to be made aware of, so that you are prepared for the grade 12 that you'll be doing next year. And we are here to help you. We did not just come from Johannesburg for nothing. Some of us are studying exams next week. So it's important, we are not perfect. We are just here to share the little that we have. So we will like to ask from you, please, we are pleading, at least try to be quiet so that our people can just quickly say a few things which are important for you to hear. Okay? Then we will not take long, so that those who are using the train will be able to catch it. We are also using the train, so you are not alone. Yeah, we are preparing you for grade 12, ladies and gentlemen. So I will just give an opportunity to Sipho. He will say a few things, then after him there will be another one who will speak. Then we will highlight some of the important aspects, so that when you go home, you'll be ready for grade 12 and you'll know that you'll get to university the year after the next. Okay, Sipho, now is your opportunity. He's for the first time he speaks to people, so listen to him.
My name is Ephes. I'm doing geochemistry at University of Witwatersrand as my second year. So I'm here to share with you a few ways. Guys, grade 11 is very important. It's crucial that you pass with flying colours, since you are going to use your grade 11 result to apply to different institutions next year. So it's very crucial that you pass with flying colours. So guys, what I'd like to encourage you to do is start respecting your studies, start respecting your subject. Love your subject, guys. Speak the language of your subject. In order for you to pass, you need to start communicating the language of mathematics, of physics, of science, of history, whatever language subject that you are doing. So guys, it's very important, and never waste time. If what you are using to study or methods that you are using to study, they didn't work for you this year, please, not too late to change. Change now. Start looking for alternatives. So guys, as they say, never waste time. That's why I like quoting Mr. Molan. He like to say, a proper preparation prevents poor performance. So guys, start now, work hard. And then what else I like to tell you guys is, guys, we can encourage you to do things, but we are the one who should start doing those things. We are the initial, we are the one who will first start things, even if we can motivate you now. But it's up to you that you accept this or you don't. So what I'd like to encourage you guys again, you need to read. Guys, read. And to read effectively, guys, an initial step that will help you read effectively is to love your subject. You need to know that in this thing, speaking the language of your subject, when you love something, you will never have to work hard for what you want, guys. That is why they say motivation gets you started, but habits keeps you going. So you need to start now and love your subject, guys. So love your subject, because when you do what you love, you need to work hard for what you want. So in conclusion, guys, I'd like you to remember that things that give us more pleasure now are the things that will give us most pleasure at the end. So study hard, good luck.
Like, he presented a powerful speech, and I'm very much proud, because in our organization we are grooming leaders of tomorrow, so that people are able to share, to inspire, to motivate, and to guide people. And I'm very much pleased by what he has done today, and keep it up, and hopefully you also will be able to say the same thing to other people in the future. Yes. Guys, I would like just to emphasize before I give Usibusiso a chance. Grade 11 results. You'll be writing your exam, right? Yes. When you go to that exam, go with everything. Throw everything to that exam that you have. Everything that you have, fight for this exam, because if you pass very well, you'll be a guaranteed space at varsity. I'm telling you that. You saw your grade 12 colleagues, they made it. Some of them have got distinctions in all the subjects. So if you do the same, you'll be guaranteed a space in varsity, and you will not stress about applying to many universities, because you can just apply to 2 universities and they take you, then you just know you are working for the final examination for matric. So grade 11 results is important. Grade 11 report is important. Take note of that. And one other thing that I would like to encourage you is, like, if you've got like a piece of paper and a pen, try to write the important things down so that even like you'll be able to say, okay, on that day they was speaking about this and that, so these are the things that I have to take into consideration. Start acting today for the changes that you want to see tomorrow. It is you who have to make it possible. No one, no other person can make it happen for you. Decide. Life is all about choices. So if you can't make a choice, you decided to sit here today to listen to us. Take everything that we're giving to you. Sbusiso is the chairperson of Faculty of Best Advisory in Gauteng. He has a poem that says, "Witness their faces." My chairperson, please speak to these learners. Bless them.
I'd love to observe the protocol and greet Mr. Riva, our principal of the school, for allowing us the opportunity to come here to speak to you guys. I believe that you are of paramount importance. I think he himself deserves a round of applause, please. Before I even go any further, there's this thing I used to call safety in numbers. You guys must be very careful of that. Hey, if I may ask one of you here, what makes ice to be nice? Ice. It's the end, right? So when ice is nice, if you take nice, the characteristics of nice are different from ice. So if you analyze ice, ice can answer for himself, not nice. So I know that in groups, you guys can be, what you are in groups is not what you be analyzed as a solo person. Okay, but then no, that's not what I'm here. I'd love to ask one more question. Which noun has got 10 alphabets and all the nouns, all the vowels in it? 10 alphabets and all the vowels in it. It's education. This serves as evidence that education is everything. I'm a person who likes to invent and to observe things. I once heard a story about two boys who have heard that a king has got magical powers of detection. So they caught a butterfly and agreed between one another that they'll go to the king and ask the king what do they have in their hand. If the king says that it's a butterfly, then they'll ask him if it's alive or not. If he says it's alive, they quickly kill it and then prove him wrong. If he says it's dead, they let it go. And then the king with his major eye had already seen the wings of the butterfly on one of the boys' hand. And they asked him, "King, what do we have here?" And then the king said that it's a butterfly. And then they asked the king, "Is it alive or dead?" Because the king knew very well that he couldn't answer that. What he said that the answer lies to your hands. The answer to whether the butterfly is alive or dead lies on your hands. So I'm saying to you, whether you are going to matric or not, it lies on your hands. Whether you are going to make it to varsity or not, it lies on your hands. What I'm saying is, it is possible. It's doable. Even the word impossible itself, it says that I'm possible. Thank you. Attention please. Attention please. I'd like to quote Prime Mobelo when he says, if you can see it, you can do it. If you just can't believe it, then there's nothing in it. I'm a poet, so I'm going to render one poem to you. Because you guys are already exhausted, I know that the power of the mind can only concentrate for a short period of time. I won't waste your time. I'm going to say this once more. The title of the poem is The Smile. When I say this poem, most of the people smile because, yeah, Lend me your ears, please. Witness their faces, soft like laces, with a smile that fades away as they look away. Sing me no song about companion, I've got nothing to say but to stay lay. Let's sway our way through the day, for one day would be another day when we would bask in the adulation of true companion. Dust all the debt of our numerous medallions. The smile is soft enough to kill, it will do so at our will. The Madiba mill, freedom is bliss, we witness the consequence. The power of the fading smile proposes resistance, but through the power of our ignorance, never set tolerance, that is zero tolerance. We won't say a thing, but we stay lay and we sway our way through the day, for one day would be another day when we would bask in the adulation of true companion. Dust all the debt of our numerous medallions.
Like I said, he is the blessing of the people, the people's poet. And I'm confident, I'm certain, it's exactly, and it's written in your faces, he has blessed you. I can see you smiling, you are happy, you are rejuvenated, and that's what we need. We need you to have that energy. They tell you in physics, energy is the ability to do work. So this is what we are doing here is work. And the reason why here he has said it is education. That letter is education. We are here to prepare you for the life after today, the life that belongs to you in your tomorrow. Education, ladies and gentlemen, I always say this to people, is not only the preparation of life, it is life itself. I quote the words of Nelson Mandela, some of you had me. It is only through education that the daughter of a peasant can become a doctor. It is only through education that the son of a mine worker can become the head of the mine. It is only through education that the child of a farm worker can become the president of the great nation. It is what we make out of what we have, not what we are given, that separates one from the other. What I'm trying to say is, it has been mentioned by Sifa. We are here, but the honors is in you. Do you want to do this? I want to tell you this. It is possible. It is doable. It is achievable. As it is supposed to be, as it should be, as it ought to be, as it must be. Let it be. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your future. It's in your hands. You have to make something out of this. Okay? So I'm not going to give an opportunity to another Spusiso to bless you even more. In Faculty of First Advisory, we've got blessings, and these blessings keep on blessing people. And I want you to listen to him. He will Spusiso Bongani Damini.
As you have all heard, my name is Bongani Spusiso. My name is Mashe, not Zamini. It's a maiden error. Picture yourself being successful in a chosen career. I believe that all of you guys are 2 steps ahead in achieving whatever you want to achieve in life. I believe some of you want to be engineers, some of you want to be scientists, some of you want to be teachers, doctors, whatever that you want to choose, it's up to you. I forgot to mention one thing. I'm doing second year in the University of Vet. I'm studying geology. For those who are interested in this, it's quite a fascinating course, you can join me. I might be your tutor or mentor. Essentially, I want to talk about 10 things. Since you're about to write your exams, I want to give you 10 study tips. The first one is to find your own study space. It depends on individuals, but it should be a place which you will be comfortable in. The second thing, you need to be organized, because if maybe you're studying for 2 hours, and maybe you're studying at 8 o'clock. By 8 o'clock, you're still organizing your books. That's not being organized. So you need to be organized. Arrange your things properly. If you're going to study physics that day, you need to prepare your things in your spare time so that 8 o'clock you start studying. You're not searching for your study material. The third thing I talk about is you need to clear your mind. I find it best to study when I'm in a good mood, when I'm happy, because trust me, if you are having family problems, your own personal problems, you can't study. Although you deceive yourself that you are studying, but the bottom line is that nothing will sink in, so you'll be just wasting time. So you need to be in a good mood to study. The fourth thing, you need to be motivated, because as I've said, motivation gets you started. The habit keeps you going. The fifth thing is planning your time. As I've said, you need to know that you are good during the day, or either you are good in the night. So what I'm saying is that, especially me, I can't function during the day. I can't study during the day. I only study at night. So you need to know by now that I'm this kind of a person. I work well during the day, or either I work well during the night. The sixth thing is knowing your learning style. As we are different individuals, we differ. Some of us are visual, some of us are auditory, which means we hear things and grasp them at the same time. Some of us are technical, which means that you can only understand things when you are doing them, like especially writing or reading. The seventh thing that I'm going to talk about is use your notes. I believe that during the day, you attend all the classes, they give you notes. Later, you need to go back through your notes, make your own notes, which you yourself and will understand. Because trust me, what the teacher taught during the day, you might find it useful, but when you give it another chance, you write your own notes in a manner in which you understand, in a manner in which you will understand, you'll find it very useful and easy to understand. The eighth thing, make sure you have all your study material. I believe next year all of you will be doing matric. You have your fellow brothers who in the next few weeks will be done with their exams. Try getting acquainted with you, get the study material now, so that next year you have everything at your disposal. You don't have to start searching for things, searching for study material like Vasquez and all of those books, starting searching for them next year, while we can get them from the guys now. The ninth thing is you need to test yourself before you are tested in the exam. That I find it useful at my point, because I'll study and think that I know things, but when I go to test myself in question papers and alternative study material, I see that no, I'm not yet ready for that test. Because what I know, I'll be able, after remarking myself, I'll be able to check that no, I don't know this. That means I know that aspect. I have to work harder and master the techniques and the methods to understand what I'll be studying. Lastly, take time out. It's good when you're studying to take time out. Not chatting sometimes. Sometimes it can be listening to music. Depends, it's up to you. But make sure when you study, some of us, I can focus for plus or minus 3 hours and take a break afterwards. Some 45 minutes, it's up to you. You need to know, as I've said, know your study style. Lastly, I have a few words that I want to share. It goes, the power of choice. I'll be reading most of the things. To live by choice, not by chance. To make change, not excuses. To be motivated, not being manipulated. To be useful, not being used. To excel, not to compete. I choose self-esteem, not self-pity. I choose to listen to my inner voice, not random opinions. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Mr. Macheke. Macheke is a Portuguese. So, ladies and gentlemen, you need to move out of your comfort zone. If maybe in your classroom, you are the top student in your classroom, don't say, I know that I'm a top student. It goes beyond that extent. You should know that there are people in other places who are working hard to become top students, not only in South Africa, but they want to be recognized in the world. So the competition is getting tougher and tougher day by day. The universities don't only want the top student from classes, they want top students from the whole of South Africa. So you might be a top student in your class by getting 60s. People out there are getting 80s and 90s, and it's going to be difficult for you to get to varsity when the competition is very hard. So discover yourself, as he has said. Know what works best for you. You have to decide that on your own. We cannot push for that on you, but we want to encourage you, guide you, and shape you to that level. Okay, ladies and gentlemen? Before I introduce the war, which means we are grateful and we extend our gratitude, I just want Sibusiso to bless you again.
Since you've already met, I think good. Before I render this poem, there's this thing, guys, you know, as students, we tend to be affected by mediocrity. We take things for granted and they backfire at the end. And you find that maybe here, as Molin has said, your friend is getting 80% and you are getting 60%. And you tend to say he's clever, then you're stupid. So I want to crack that. Stupidity does not exist. So the poem is entitled Stupidity. Stupidity. So it goes. No, stupidity is not a disability, no mentality, but morality. It's brain turbidity, reasoning mortality. It is what you choose to be, and in this life you can be whatever you want to be. So don't stop, spike like a bee. Your orientation determines your destination. Inspiration with no transpiration, therefore no transformation is indeed desperation. You've got to think big to get that gig. You better tidy up as we're moving taller. This life has nothing but disorder. So in order to put your life in order, you better think broader. Let your imagination cross that border in order to crack stupidity. No, stupidity is not a disability. No mentality, but morality. It is what we choose to be. Thank you.
The blessing of the people. We always say this together. You know, like in life, sometimes it gets tough, sometimes things go as we plan, but at certain times, things don't go the way we planned them. And sometimes you feel like you are being pulled down, especially most by the people around you. You might be like in class, you start asking questions, and your friend will say, that one, he likes to act as if he's a genius. Don't let those things get into you. Don't be intimidated by such people. You know, and you should. I also watch movies, and one day I was watching a movie It's called The Pursuit of Happiness. Then, with me, you know, he says staring, you know staring? Yeah. They don't die in a movie. So what I'm trying to say is, he was saying to his child, my son, in this life, don't ever let somebody tell you that you cannot do something. People cannot do things themselves. They're going to tell you that you cannot do it. When you have a dream, you need to protect it. What I'm trying to say is, people in this school or wherever, they might be saying he comes from school late at night and he thinks he's going to pass. When I hear him speaking, he says he wants to be a doctor. All such things, you don't have to listen to them. You have to know what you want, and to whatever that you believe you can do. If you can believe it, the mind can achieve it. So ladies and gentlemen, don't ever listen to people with mediocrity, people who want to lower you. You have to know what you want, and if you know what you want, you are well on your way of getting what you want. Okay? Let me touch on few important things, like hopefully next year we'll also be given an opportunity so that we come early, like not only the few of us, but you know some of the people from this school, Vom Dudusi, Bojemina, they couldn't be here with us because we were rushing and some are starting early, mostly the first years. So we will come in numbers and help you with your career choice. We will not help you, like we will not make you decide for a particular career, but you will be able to consult with us. Like if you want to be a doctor, we'll bring someone who's doing medicine, and you'll be able to know exactly what is expected or out of you to be a doctor. We will bring engineers, all people across the faculties, so that you know, if I want to be an engineer, what is it that I have to do and which subjects should I mostly concentrate on. Okay, so next year we will be coming to visit you. Hence we are urging you to work hard to get to grade 12 next year. And a resource is not, but it becomes. What I'm trying to say, the people, the grade 12s this year, they are completing. So you have to go and get those question papers from them. During the holidays, try to work with them. I promise you, when you come here next year, it will be a smooth road for you. You don't have to stress yourself, but just try to do something. Or go during the holidays, use the libraries. There is library here in Whiteville, and there is library at town in Benoni. Go to those libraries. Just go there for some few hours. You will be prepared next year, and you will accomplish whatever goal that you want to accomplish. I'm not giving you an opportunity to address this. Next thing.
Please try to settle down. Good afternoon, everyone. Like Monica said, my name is Kenneth Moho. And I feel like I was cheated, like they put me last because they wanted to say all of that stuff. So that's all cool. Anyway, can everyone see me? Because I've been told that I'm short and like, am I visible? Can everyone hear me, or do I need to speak a bit louder? By show of hands, how many people in here have already decided what they want to do after high school? I said hands, not mouths. Go, come on, follow me. And then the rest of you, It's okay. The reason I'm asking that is like, as they have said, like, it starts today. It doesn't start tomorrow, it doesn't start any other day. It starts today with you, not your best friend's dog, not your friend, not anyone else. It starts with you. If today you're gonna sit for grade 11 and be like, I know I wanna be. Like, listen, like, seriously now, like, it's important. Think about it. Like, you cannot be on a road, towards a mile, and not know where it's taking you. It's very difficult. Because then, when situations come up, you don't know how to respond. Because why? You don't have a plan. Right? So, think about it. Like, consider if you were not thinking about it, start today and make sure that you get there. What will lead you there is this thing. This is what I like to say. Find your passion. Find that which makes you you. Find that which makes you different from the next person, right? Find that thing that makes you know what I mean? Like, with me, it's anything that has to do with science. Like, if you were to wake me in the middle of the night, oh dude, there's an expo somewhere in science, I'll go. That's my passion. That's what's driving me to what I want to be, right? If you don't have that within you, trust me, like, all the choices that you're going to make based on your career, they might backflip, and you might not know what to do next, right? So find that passion, find that which keeps you going. Does that make sense? Are you guys following me? Because I don't want to speak and then you're like, something. So, alright, cool. I'm doing second year in microbiology, biochemistry, and biotech, which is basically, no, it's not that fancy. You just think about it. No, it's not. But it is better than whatever you're doing. That's cool. What we do basically, we play around with genes. Like we're trying to figure out certain genes, what they do in bodies and all that. So that's me. I'm second year. So that's my passion. That's what I like to do. I like figuring things out and how everything works, right? Anyway, what I'd like to tell you is a bit about myself, and I feel that it's important that I tell you now, right? I did my grade 11 in 2008, which is like very, very long time ago. I was 16, I think. I'm 21 now. I promise you. I'm 21 now. And get this. I'm only doing my second year. Chaka, they doing the honors and all that. You know what I mean? So what I'm trying to say is, when you're given time to do something, do what you are asked to do. Not do another thing. Like, don't do anything else. And like what happened with me, grade 11 first block, like first term, I was the it, what I saying, everyone knew, like I was top student. And as time went on, she came. You know what I mean? It's painful. I know it's nice now, but you know when you're sitting there, like back then when you're young, when you're at this age, it's very sweet to chill and look at someone and then That's true. We do it, it's been done, everyone does it, right? But I want to tell you today, like the consequences of that, trust me, they're not worth it. They're not. Like if you're gonna chill in, like your boyfriend, your girlfriend, like they're not worth it. Like I can tell you now, I have a 15-year-old sister, like my baby sister Anatela, who is supposed to be completing her grade 10 right now. She's pregnant. It's not something funny. You know what I mean? it's not something funny to laugh over. Because anyway, let me just cut to the chase. When I said she came, I meant she came, right? And all my attention was diverted to her. Like, it was just her and her alone. And I got to the thing, right? That was just that. And I went from being top student to bottom. All I know is that I wasn't doing what I was supposed to do. Fine, I passed my matric well enough to get into it. And I think that was by the grace of God, but not me, because I wasn't doing what I was supposed to be doing. So my lesson to you is figure out the things that you need to do. Prioritize. Don't let the next person determine how high you are going to go in life. If I'm going to chill there and stop you from studying, then you should surely kick me off. I mean, it doesn't make sense for us to chill here and say, no, we're friends, no, we're boyfriend and girlfriend, but at the end of the day, one of us is not going anywhere. That's my point. So, from today on, if you have such habits or that, try to make sure that you minimize them to a point where you are able to get where you need to go. Does that make sense? You guys follow? Like, please, I know it's hard. Like, when you're this age, everything is sweet. Like, I know, been there, done that. But it's not worth it. It is not. I can promise you that. You don't want to be doing your first year at 20 years old. Like, 18 years, 60, you're like, snap, I'm old. You don't want that. Just make sure that you do what you need to be doing here and now. Do not wait until it's too late. Anyway, yeah, that's my bet. I hope you got what you needed.
Okay, one more poem. Eh? I'm showing guys what I call integrated instead. Integrated poem. It just comes from nowhere. So, as I was thinking, I thought that some folks, they dream about wealth and fame, or that some girl will come and know their name. Pathetic. What you are going to do is to reserve your slumber. To imagine that favorite number, as from now on it's 12. Since now next year you are going to be doing grade 12. I've once watched a movie which taught me that you've got everything in your brain. So all you need to do is to just think beyond what you can think. So now to my poem, it says, I can't read. I'm 11 years old, doing the 6th grade. The class is so big that even the teacher cannot notice me that I can't read. When he now calls me to stand in front of the class, all I do is to make the class laugh. What would you do if you knew they were going to laugh anyway? Because I can't read, I can't spell, I can't write. And most of the time, I don't know my right from my left. I can't read. However, they keep on praising me because they know that I can dribble the ball. In the field, I can do it all. Through the poles, I can score. However, still, I can't read, I can't write, I can't spell. Most of the time, I do not know my left from my right. The teacher's ace says that it's the teacher's fault. Teachers says that it's the Board of Education's fault. The board says that it's my parents' fault. Guess what? My parents says that it's my fault. Still, I can't read, I can't write, I can't spell. Most of the time, I do not know my left from my right. At the end of the year, at the biggest game at the school, as they know me, I'm top child when it comes to soccer. As I was going down the staircase, number 13 ran into me. At that time, when I heard my knee snap, I saw my family dream step and shatter. See, they depended on me to take us out of the ghetto. Now, if it was you, what would you do? I don't have options. I can't read, I can't spell, I can't write, and most of the time I do not know my right from my left. I can't read. Thank you.
I'm extremely happy that we are here. You know, we go around the words of people who have been there, who have done things. People like Oprah Winfrey, people like Mahatma Gandhi, the likes of Nelson Mandela. In a nutshell, I think we are done. But I want to say few things before we go. Ladies and gentlemen, we want you to be part and parcel of a world where instead of insulting each other, you yourself inspire each other. We want you to be part and parcel of a world where instead of fighting each other, you fight for each other. We want you, ladies and gentlemen, it has to be upon you to be part and parcel of a world where instead of hating each other, you help each other achieve success. Ending with the words of Oprah Winfrey. As we were not born to belong to our own selves. We are part and parcel of the bigger world. Hence we are here to come and create a chance for you to make a choice in order to bring change in your life, change in the livelihoods of those around you. Ladies and gentlemen, some of you are firstborns in your family. They are putting their trust in you. They are expecting you to be that very first person to get to varsity, that very first person to be a CEO of a big company, to support your family, to support your siblings. Don't ruin this. It's an opportunity for you. The previous week when we were here, we were with our HOD of Department of Education, the person making sure that we've got programs like this where we go out and talk to learners. She said, like, I should say this to you. You should take advantage of what other people take for granted. What she implies, she says, like opportunities. You need to grab them with both your hands. Time, you need not have to waste it, because you waste time, you waste your money. You waste time, you waste your money. Time is money. He has made mention of certain things, but we need to consider them. Teenage pregnancy, it's a crisis. Even 8 years become pregnant. So let you know this, but use condom when you do these things. But I'm not urging you to engage in certain things at your age. You are still young. Put first things first. It's your education first. It's your education. Education is going to open many doors for you. Few things before we head back. These people I'm with, get familiar with them. If you go to vets, these are the people that you're going to come across. And university life is different from high school life. You'll be lost when you get there. You won't know who to ask because you feel like, hey, these people, they might think I'm dumb. So like these people, we will be there for you. I want you to be familiar with these faces. Even next year when we come, those people, you should be familiar with their faces, so that when you see them, when you've got problems, I think we come from all the departments in the universities. So if you've got a problem and you are an engineer, I will refer you to someone. Okay? If you have a problem and you're doing law, there are people that I know, and we will not let you suffer. The problem that we are facing is we sometimes get people passing and getting to varsity. And when they get there, they are unable to cope with whatever workload they are faced with. So we want to try to alleviate the number of dropouts so that your success is not limited, but you are able to conquer in whatever you do. In an appropriate manner, we always give an opportunity to the principal of the school, Mr. Riva, to say a few words, so that everything that we have said stays with you. And before he even says something, me and Msuso read one book. We read so many books because we believe that readers of today are leaders of tomorrow. So ladies and gentlemen, you must aspire to acquire the desire that you admire.
Even if you feel tired, you must
Must
never
never
retire.
retire.
Instead, you must refire with more fire to acquire the desire you admire. The aim is to inspire before we expire every time.
Now you should listen to Mr. Principal. He deserves all the respect. He made it possible for us to get to varsity. So if you listen to Mr. River, you'll not be misled. One of the people you have to respect in this world. He creates opportunities for people. Listen to him, please.
Thank you. I want to thank this gentleman. Today they decided that they decided to leave all the women that they brought the other time because they wanted to speak to you as gentlemen. And I'm sure that as they come to you next year, as will be in grade 12, then they'll be bringing everybody else. I cannot remember all their names, but I know we have Molen, we have two Spusisos, we have Steboho, and we have But I am saying that myself as an individual, I'm inspired by them. Each one of them, because as they spoke, each one of them has told us something that is important. Starting with Sipho, followed by Bongani, and with the 10 steps, you remember? Yes. And what Teboho was saying, Teboho, what he was saying, do what you're supposed to do now. Yes. Don't say next year, don't say, do it now. And when they were talking to you again, they said that if you are wise, after getting your report of grade 11 and you discover that you have passed, start taking material of grade 12 and prepare yourself. They say your road is going to be very smooth. Now I am saying that I'm inspired. They said that be inspired again. Can you say it again? Yeah, be inspired again.
No kind of desire. Even if you feel tired, you must never retire. Instead, you must refire with more fire to acquire the desire you admire.
I know it is late. I know some of you, maybe your parents might like to call me, but I do not mind. I am preparing grade 12 for 2014. And unless we prepare you to take you forth, there is nothing good that will come out of you. They are already looking at graduates that are coming to Wits University, that are going into all other institutions of higher learning. They don't see any failure. And they are saying, you are better. And having people like this coming to you, they travel by train. When they called me, they said, Miner, we're going to catch up a train, but we think by 1 will be there. You imagine how much time they spend just for you. And they still promise that they want to adopt you. Next year they'll be here for you to give you more information. Can you give them a Guys, I want to thank all of you that are here. What you have done, you have not done it for me. You have not done it for them, but you have done it for yourself. And it is only a fool that would have been here, that would not have listened, that would not have heard anything, that will leave empty-headed. And at the end, that fool will never even progress and be with us in 2014. Now, those that have listened, Those that I've seen, some of you guys have been taking notes, which is good. It tells me that whatever has been said here, it's great. Can you give them the last round of applause? Before I release you, I want to give respect to you, to say you give a round of applause for yourself. Now, guys, I'm sure I would like to give Molen an opportunity to thank you himself, because on behalf of his team, as I have invited them and I wanted them to spend this time with you, and I'm sure you have benefited a lot. Molen, on closure. All right.
Thank you, Mr. Ladies and gentlemen, success is in you and me like victory is. And you and I are in it to win it. We were born to win, we were born to accomplish. We were born to realize our dreams. We were here last time and said, Mr. River said, dreams will always be dreams unless you do something about it. If you have a dream, you need to protect it. I cannot thank you anymore, but you should be thankful to yourself because you decided to stay here when others have left. I'm very much grateful because this is the start of greater things in your life. It shows that you have better education because you can listen when the elders speak. Success is not selective, you select it and you did that. Success is not by chance, it is by choice, you chose it. Audrey Hepburn says, nothing is impossible. Even the word itself says impossible. The word of God says, what is impossible with men is possible with God. Life is full of endless possibilities. Now go out there and make it happen for your life. Thank you very much.